All right. Well, everybody, welcome to a short little interview segment that we are doing here. I am Travis Broadhurst. I'm the current president of the Geothermal Rising Student Committee, and I'm here with Lokesh, who will introduce himself in just a minute. We're here to talk about the benefits of the Geothermal Rising Student Scholarship, which is currently open for applications until this coming Sunday, June 6th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're a student anywhere in the world, high school, undergraduate, graduate, anywhere in between who's studying geothermal energy or a related field and you would like a scholarship to help you support your education, please consider applying for this scholarship. The details are on our website, and we'll be talking more about it during this interview. The scholarship is available to both of those students, and we've been able to offer it proudly for several years, and it makes a significant difference. Geothermal Rising is a nonprofit organization that supports the geothermal industry and the geothermal community. You do need to be a student member of the organization to apply for the scholarship, but that's a very easy process that you can do in the process of applying for the scholarship. Without further ado, we'll get into this quick little interview. Lokesh, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the opportunity, Travis. Hello, all. I'm Lokesh. I'm a third year PhD student here in the Department of Petroleum Engineering at Texas A&M University. I work with Dr. Rita Okrofer, and my PhD thesis is on fracture modeling and integrating geochemistry into fractures. So here is what I was working with oil and gas applications, and I came across this fancy thing called EGS, Enhanced Geothermal Systems. Then later I figured out I can use the same skill set from oil and gas, which is fracture modeling, geochemistry, and everything, into geothermal system, which is a completely carbon-free system, a base load power 24 into 7 power generation system. So I shifted my same skill set from oil and gas into geothermal to explore what I can bring from my oil and gas into geothermal. That's how I started working in geothermal. My background is my bachelor's and master's both are in petroleum engineering from India, and my PhD is also in petroleum engineering, but most of my application goes into low carbon, which includes geothermal. And yeah, I'm part of this Geothermal Rising student committee too. Last year, I served as um, member in the fundraising committee lead, and we tried creating a lot of events for GRC. And I'm also the president of Geothermal Rising student chapter here in A&M. We hosted a symposium last year in specific to geothermal, which attracted a lot of people, close to 200 plus industry as well as students in and around Texas. And yeah, happy to be part of this interview.
Cool. Thank you, Lokesh. Yeah, we appreciate it. So, first question, what motivated you last year to apply for the scholarship?
Okay, primary reason is money. I out of interest, I started the research and everything, but later I figured out beyond interest, you need funding to support yourself, to do the work as well as to show the work to other people. Because without showing to other people, you won't get a proper opinion on what you are doing. So you won't realize whether it is in the right direction. Are you doing good thing, or are you doing things which is already done? So that is my primary concern when I started the research in geothermal. I didn't had active funding. I had some funding to support myself for school, but I didn't have active funding to travel to conferences to show my work outside. That's when I came across this Marcelo Lippmann scholarship. Then I figured out what is the requirements, and I saw that okay, presenting a paper at GRC would help me to apply for this. Then I collected all my preliminary results which I had in EGS systems related work which I was doing, then through which I applied to the scholarship, and luckily I got last year, and that helped me in like many places, which I'll explain as we go through the interview.
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you. And the next question, how has the scholarship helped you achieve your
Oh,
academic goals?
wow. Okay, so here comes the point. So before the scholarship, I had results, I had work, but I wasn't able to travel to places to show the work. Once I got this scholarship, it really helped me to present this work and publish. So altogether, until now, I have presented like in 4 conferences specific to geothermal work alone. Twice in geothermal rising in Hawaii and Nevada last year. Uh, Yes, Nevada last year, and okay, once in Stanford Geothermal Workshop, and also once in ARMA Symposium, which is American Rock Mechanics Association. All these works are relevant to EGS systems, both technical and economic modeling part of the systems.
Fantastic. Yeah, we love to hear it. How have you been involved in geothermal energy so far, and how do you plan to continue to be involved?
Okay. So as I said, my starting point was a pivot from oil and gas, just a random try out of what I can do from the same skill set. But now, first I started exploring and modeling in geothermal systems. Later, I wanted to see what can we do into the new frontier of thermal storage. Like I wanted to introduce a technology from oil and gas called half and puff technique, which is mostly used for shale gas production or shale oil, like shale gas production, which I tried in EGS systems, and I wanted to prove that this technique can extend the thermal breakthrough time or the life of a EGS system. So that's what I was doing initially through technical feasibility studies. Later, I moved to the economic feasibility because I realized getting into geothermal is a bit risky because you have to first prove how you are making money out of this. That's how you can get into this because oil and gas is well established, but for geothermal, increasing this confidence of this techniques is pretty hard until you prove it economically. So then later I moved to machine learning, and even I'm exploring options to do lab-based studies, which I still have the funding, some funding left to start my lab work too. Is also one other place where the funding helped me from moving from simulation or machine learning based computational works to a real lab work in buying core samples and buying the systems required for it. So yeah, that's how I ended up in geothermal, and I'm actively working, and I'm still working on EGS modeling studies and everything.
That's great. Yeah, and we really need it. I mean, EGS could be the next generation geothermal technology for next generation geothermal engineers.
Yes.
What do you think is the biggest challenge currently towards geothermal energy?
Okay, so I would say, based on my research and my experiences, I would say it's the unpredictability. The system works fine, but we don't know when it will stop or when the temperature will drop. So we are always in a fear of when this will happen. With the forecasting in geothermal is not pretty well established, and because we have a lot of active systems which is currently going on, but we don't know until like 20, 30 years from now to see whether all this, the thing which is done by Fervo and a lot of the companies, will they sustain till the time which they are mentioning. So that is one biggest challenge which is it to be solved. I'm happy that part of my research is also working on this future, like forecasting of temperature, production temperatures from these systems. So that needs more research, and I think that's where we all need to work on to prove that this stays for long. So
Great. Yeah, thanks. And last question. Why do you think it's so important for us to invest in the next generation of geothermal leaders?
okay, so one example I can bring from my own life. I would say there is not currently there is no degree that is directly into geothermal. It's all people from mechanical engineering, petroleum engineering, and other people who are getting into geothermal. So they need this additional support outside department. Like the department works in a conventional way, which gets, like, let's say a mechanical engineering targets more of problems in mechanical oriented thing, not a geothermal or thing. So these kind of organizations, a non-profit organization putting money on a student, believing that they will work on a geothermal problem, is actually working. It's helping. So me working on oil and gas problem, suddenly this funding helped me to pivot to geothermal and do some good work. Without that money, obviously, I wouldn't have involved this much. I would have involved out of my own interest, but I wouldn't have met this many people in geothermal and got this many insights from people. So I would say yes, the money you're spending and the interest you're showing over the next gen students is actually helping in transforming people from other, even as other discipline, into a geothermal or thermal oriented works and research that is currently happening. So yes.
Yeah, thank you. No, I completely agree. Is there anything else you'd like to share? Anything else you'd like to
Uh,
say?
So mainly, I genuinely wanted to say a big thank you to for the money or for the fund that I got. That really helped me to travel and meet people and had some good connections, shared some lot of valuable things on geothermal, and yeah, that's one thing. Currently, I'm in Houston. I'm seeing a lot of traction in geothermal here too, especially after this FOS last week, I believe. Yeah, FOS thing. It's actually happening. So thanks for the scholarship mainly to have me or to let me work in this geothermal domain. So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to share. And
Absolutely.
and students, please, like not students, like colleagues or fellow students, please do apply. It's a great opportunity. I applied in 2024 too, but I didn't get in because I was just into geothermal. I didn't know much, but I tried again in 2025, hoping that I'm much ready than the previous year. So please do apply for it. As Travis mentioned, please do apply each year if you have the chance. until you are a student, please do apply and use this opportunity. And
Awesome.
and yeah, use the money wisely and travel to conference, especially geothermal rising. I met a lot of good connections, including Travis, and that really opened a lot of doors for me in geothermal and low carbon based works. So yes.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Lokesh. We appreciate your time and appreciate everything you're doing for geothermal and everything you're going to continue to do at geothermal. For all the students that are watching this, be sure to check out our website for a link to apply for the scholarship. Check out our Instagram bio or look at the post in the caption if you see this on LinkedIn for more information on how to apply. And remember, applications are due this Sunday. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Lokesh.
Thank you.